Hi, I'm Zarnicks, and welcome back to the blind Tarkov prequels. On the last episode, we completed some early game tasks, but failed to finish up all of the tasks associated with the Ground Zero map, which we'll attempt to do today. But first, we need to accept some operational tasks, and I need to tell you something. I'm currently, in real time, a number of episodes ahead of this episode in terms of what I've played compared to what I've edited. Last episode, I mentioned recording at a greater than 60 frames per second setting, and that's dumb because YouTube doesn't let anyone upload at a greater than 60 frames anyway. Since learning that, I've altered my recording settings and I've also gotten a 1440p monitor. All of this to say that you'll start to see over the course of this series my video quality improve greatly, strictly due to recording settings being altered every so often. Like I've said in the past, these are growing pains, but each episode should look slightly better than the last until I finally nailed down the settings, and that's true for the microphone quality as well. Anyway, back to the video. Operational tasks are tasks given by traders periodically. They are randomly generated from a list of scripted prerequisites. They don't involve any progression of the storyline, and they often give rewards that are mid-tier at best, or only useful in niche situations, like hideout materials or generic armor, weapons, and ammunition. Importantly, they can also sometimes give trader rep, and always give nice XP bonuses, which means that getting to another tier of trader level is often made easier by focusing on operational tasks while completing the story-based tasks beside them. Today, Prapper's operational task is to survive on Factory. With no trader rep bonuses and only 5k rubles as a reward, this task is of low priority. Therapist wants us to turn in a disposable syringe, which, while not particularly valuable in reward, is still worth doing since we'll probably come across that item while doing other tasks anyway, which makes it free rubles and XP. Lastly, Peacekeeper wants us to kill 4 scavs on any location. Much like Therapist's task, this prerequisite is easy to complete passively, so it's always worth doing. Unlike the other 2 operational tasks we've accepted, this one offers some trader rep, which makes it invaluable. Even if we couldn't do this task passively, the trader rep makes it worth focusing on all by itself. For the other tasks we still need to complete, Prapper needs us to kill 5 scavs and turn in 2 MP133 shotguns found in raid. The Therapist needs 2 more Salewas, and Skier needs us to extract from Ground Zero through the SUV method. With that, we're heading back to Ground Zero. But first, we visit our hideout and upgrade our shooting range to level 1. With this, we'll be able to go in and test our weapons throughout the playthrough to see what sort of behavior we can expect from our builds. We can also check out what items we should focus on finding to complete other parts of the hideout. At this point, a spark plug, a syringe, 3 matches, some soap, and an owl would be useful. Myself, personally, I enjoy finding these items passively, and don't really feel the need to focus on getting specific items in a hurry. In my opinion, the quests come first, then the hideout upgrades. We gear up with our starting PP-19s and 2 filled magazines and prepare to head out with the intent to take the SUV exit and re-enter the scientist's office. We load into the raid, and would you look at that? It's a pair of beautiful drawers! We make our way outside when, suddenly, this cute little knife wielder seems friendly enough, so I use my mic to let him know I'm going to try and use the V exit, and that he's free to come along with me. He doesn't respond, but he does seem to want to follow me, so I make it a personal goal of mine to keep him alive. We approach the SUV. If someone else had taken this extract, it wouldn't be here, so we're in luck. After waiting for the countdown, we successfully extract with our new friend, completing the task's requirements and getting a little fence reputation in the process. 0.2 fence rep, to be exact, which is quite good. The only way to gain reputation as a scav for fence is to extract as a scav or kill PMCs, again as a scav. Fence rep is tied directly to the value of your scav's starting equipment in Tarkov. The higher your fence rep, the better your scav's runs starting loot will be. This is why when building an account, it is so important to do scav runs and build fence rep through various means. Free loot is free loot. We head back into Ground Zero to complete that mechanic task, and it's so boring to watch that I'll save you time and just let you know that we went into the office and left. Easy peasy. With Prapper's task still needing completion, I head into Factory to see if I can't try my luck at extracting for some free rubles and XP.
"40 years later," she says, her eyesight is still not the same.
In desperation, I throw a flashbang to cause panic, but despite my best efforts, it was clear all hope was lost. Until suddenly, some saint decided to pop this guy in the face while I snacked on some painkillers. Who did this? Why? Did they see me? Who knows? I'm not asking questions as I run as fast as I ever have to the extraction with nothing but my chest intact. Joke's on you, game. I never had a brain to begin with. And just like that, I escaped the most desperate situation I've ever been in by the skin of my barely intact chest. I decided to take a breather after that and enjoy a nice scav run. It was mostly uneventful, but nobody looted the safe in this 3-story section, so I counted my blessings. After wheeling and dealing, it was time to head back into my PMC. Just for fun, we're heading into customs to see if I can't get stuck into some PvP. Level 1 strength. This is why being so unprepared, medically speaking, is such a disadvantage to the accuracy challenged. Scavs often run ammo that can't penetrate much, but cause massive bleed damage to the player, which means medical supplies run out quick when you're as inaccurate as I am. And this read was a story, absolutely, of me running around, trying to desperately look for a cure for my blood-ridden ailment. Thankfully, the universe put me out of my misery and crashed my PC, which eventually led to my death. Loading back into the game, I didn't want to waste any time and went straight to Factory with my scav for some free loot. This is where I realized that after Factory's rework, they introduced an outdoor area, which allowed me to see that the defining landmark for the map was this big building right here. This might be used to find transits in the future. A grenade goes off in the office building, and I rush out until a scab decimate a dirty PMC, and we dance over his lifeless, no-good corpse. I'm in the mood for some quick action. I stow my scav loot and head straight to customs with a pistol. Why? I'm not sure, just roll with it. We managed to get some decent loot in the process, alongside a 60-round magazine for a 5.45mm weapon, which will come in handy for a gunsmith quest in the future when Mechanic asks us to build an AKS-74U with a large magazine. After sorting our loot, we head into woods, this time with a Mosin, some FMJ 7.62x54 rimmed ammunition, and a silencer on our rifle. Moving deep into this abandoned town, I managed to find a good amount of loot and even more scavs. Gunshots off on the distance kept me worried that I might run into PMCs. Fighting amongst the abandoned town was going well enough, and I even managed to find this little cultist circle, which I believe probably means I can come here on a night raid to try and find the cultists themselves. Everything seemed fine, but little did I know, I was being hunted. I made quite the journey to the center-ish of the map to find Jaeger's camp, acquiring some info from which being a task that I was on. Bunker 14 was close by, so the plan was simple. Grab the info, run to the bunker, and extract. The shots came just after I had begun moving again, which was a blessing, but I had no idea where the shooter was or how many of them there were. My best option, I felt, was to hook right and see if I could move towards the bunker for a quick extract. Despite the dangers, the plan was straightforward and worked perfectly. Except no it didn't, because this wasn't Bunker 14 at all, this was Bunker 16, and Bunker 16 was not available for me to extract at. This made me feel big, dumb, and stupid. So, I prepared to die, and after playing with a flashlight, made a push to escape the bunker. You can imagine my surprise to find that not only was I being hunted by the new boss, but I also managed to kill him for the first time in my life. And may I say that the loot offered as a reward was a lovely cherry on top. Look at those pockets. After looting the body, it was time, finally, to find an extract. This took an embarrassingly long time to do, and eventually I settled on walking across the map to good old Outskirts. This session was long and rather dangerous, but I felt that I had learned quite a bit about the maps that I played on, and was also able to evade and successfully defeat a sneaky, stalking partisan for the first time. Overall, this episode proved to be a rather fruitful time for me on this playthrough. I can only hope that my luck continues in such a way. Thanks for watching, good luck, have fun.